You don't lose A players because of money. You don't lose the chick, the 10 out of 10 girl that you were with. You don't lose her because of money. The 10 out of 10 guy that you're dating, you don't lose him because of money. Matter of fact, you don't lose top talent because of money, guys. If you're a CEO, entrepreneur, or high achiever, listen up, guys, because you want to attract top talent, right? But top talent doesn't leave because there's not enough money. They leave because they outgrow you. That's what I'm going to talk to you guys about in this video. I'm going to teach you guys some simple shifts that you can make. Well, number one, I'm going to teach you guys the real reason why top talent leaves and how you can prevent it. And then I'm going to teach you a couple of shifts that you can make in order to retain top talent in your life, okay? Because if you're, if business owners, you get it. If you guys know it's expensive. It's expensive to lose your A players. It's expensive. It costs you time. It costs you money. It costs you mental space. You're going to think about it a lot. So let's dive in. How do you keep top talent? How do you keep top people in your life? Whether it's a husband or whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, or team member. Well, if you're new to the channel, I'm Jeremiah Sullivan. I'm a former Army Ranger and former Army Commander. Guy jumped on my page earlier and was asking a little bit about the high performance coaching that I do and some of the people that I work with. And guys, I work with leaders. I want to say that here, and just so everybody, I work with you guys. You guys are either a leader right now or you're building yourself up to be a leader. And my whole goal is to help elevate you. But really what I'm after is I want to bring your whole team up. And I that's very, very important to me. Because I've seen too many times, like in the military and throughout my time coaching different people, I've seen too many times where that leader had really good intentions. Their heart was in the right place. They wanted what's best for everybody around them, but good people wouldn't stick around them. So here's the thing. The number one thing that stops a CEO, and you're the CEO in your life, so I'm just going to keep talking to you guys like CEOs, all right? The number one thing that stops a CEO from retaining top people, the number one thing that holds them back, typically this is the thing that holds them back in every aspect of their life. And it's their ego. It's their lack of being coachable, their lack of humility. Listen, I say that because I'm a fellow high achiever too. I've had to pick this shit apart in my own life. But I've worked with a lot of different people, and the ones that really, really succeed. Like I have this guy I'm thinking of right now, and his company's doing, multiple 8, closing in on 9 figures, I believe. And he's like one of my top students. And the reason why he's been one of my top students is because of how coachable, humble, and really just coachable he's been. So the thing is that top talent, they leave because typically the person over them, the person that they're with, the boss or the CEO that they're with, they believe, the high achiever, the top talent believes that they can outperform or that they're more valuable than the person over them. And they also believe that they can contribute more. They typically believe that they're not being heard. That's a big one. So an A player, okay? One that's like generally morally straight and shit. I'm not talking about the ones that don't have the morals and don't have the ethics. Those type of A players leave because they just chase the next quick fix. But I'm talking about the sound A players. These people leave because they get to a spot and they feel like they're not being heard. Okay? And this is actually what holds the CEO back quite a bit, is he doesn't really listen. So what I'm trying to say is that, let me bring this together, is with a story. So I was in the military, right, as a lot of you guys know, and I was a top individual. I got ranked among the best every assignment that I got. And I had some times where I got reprimanded. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't a perfect career. But I got to a spot, and I noticed when I got to a certain level, I got to becoming a commander, that a lot of my peers that were exceptional to my left and right, they got so frustrated because they were capped. You see this, I see this with people that are in physical therapists. I see this with people that work in hospitals. I see this with people that work in the financial services. Smart people that go through the traditional system and they get to a spot and the institution or the system puts a ceiling on a roof on top of them, a cap. So that happened to me as a commander. And when you don't have room to breathe and grow and expand as a top performer, if you don't have that position, if you don't have that spot, you freaking slip out and you go find somewhere where you can expand. So the thing is, if you guys want to retain top talent in your life, you CEOs, you have to become coachable. You have to be coachable by your people. If you do not hear your top individuals, that you could have your number one person. I'm not saying that you have to listen. You have to check your top individuals as well. Top performers, they have a big ego too. So sometimes you have to check their damn ego, and they need to learn just to like follow instructions versus try to be a know-it-all. But the real issue when you have a top person that leaves and you don't want them to leave, it's because they stop being heard. They came to you with a piece of advice. They came to you with something that was important that they thought and they began to think that you did not value them. The number one reason a top performer leaves, think about this. If you're a CEO, you're top performer in your company, if you're in a relationship, the best person you've ever been with, the reason they leave is because they feel like you're not seeing them, that you are diminishing their value. And the real issue in that situation is that you value your own self more, which is actually the same thing that stops you from getting help and getting coaching in the blind spots in your life. So you might say, yeah, I'm super coachable. No, you're not. If you are not attacking your weaknesses in the areas of life that you need the most help, business, maybe it is your fitness, maybe it is, I don't know what area of life it is, in your leadership. If you are not actively hammering those weaknesses with the outside perspective, you have not demonstrated coachability in that area. I say this because I have personally had to have some humble pie. Okay, so I got to a level in the military, like I said, where I got capped, and I got pissed off. I just wanted to do my job. I wanted to be an infantry commander, and I wanted to take my guys, and I wanted to make them as lethal as I could. But the military wouldn't give me the resources. They wouldn't give me the training space. They had a lot of, there's a lot of, I'm not going to go into all the details, but there's a lot of reasons why they wouldn't give me the space to take my guys and do my thing. So I started wondering, I'm like, well, man, I'm capped. My potential is limited here. So I started questioning, should I stay in the military or should I get out? And that's how the thought process started for a high performer like myself. And it was probably like that in your guys' life if you see yourself as a high achiever, high performer type. So in your formation, you guys have these individuals, okay? And that's what I wanted to give you today, is I wanted you to all reflect on the top individuals in your life and ask yourself, are you seeing them? Are you valuing them? Are you challenging them? Because if you don't, not only will they leave, but then the ones after them will leave as well. Every single one that comes through, and you'll constantly be in a rat race, a cycle of trying to replace your top people. And the thing that you need to do is double down and challenge those top individuals. Give them the value that they see in themselves. But also at the same time, you gotta really check them, because sometimes their egos get out of control, probably like yours. So hey, I hope you guys like this video. I just want you to retain top talent. These are just a couple simple shifts that you can make with your A players to keep them, challenge them, check their egos, but really see them inside of your formation. There's somebody in your life that you need to see a little bit more. Go out there, make sure that they're seen, and challenge them. And that's what I got for you guys today. Conquer all.